to the Bag Chatter Podcast, Season 3, presented by Adam, Honeybrook Golf Club. Welcome to Season 3.
Holy cow. Honeybrook Golf Club coming up clutch, as always. As always. We're used to this. We're used to this. We wouldn't be members at a non-clutch club. That's not our style.
We are so thankful to Honeybrook. We have had some of our best and maybe some of our worst memories at Honeybrook, but it's all part of the fun. Fun of golf.
I don't agree. I really enjoy the good stuff and not the bad stuff. Call me crazy. It's not about the journey. It's about the destination. And the journey sucks sometimes.
No, we've had some amazing memories at Honeybrook. Our least favorite memory of last season was not at Honeybrook. I'm going to say least favorite memory of 2024 was the 10 that we made.
Yeah, in a scramble, Bryan. No, it was a better ball. Let's be reasonable. It was in a better ball. A 10 in a scramble. We're playing a scramble this weekend. If we make a 10, not only do we stop the podcast, we quit golf. Okay? Okay? I'm serious. If we make a 10 in the scramble this weekend, we both sell our clubs. And episode 2 of this podcast is just like us tracking an eBay listing.
We turn into eBay flippers.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you to Honeybrook. Listen, there's been a few people I've talked to over the years who have been like, "Oh, you're a member at Honeybrook." Yeah, I've been there once, or like, "Oh, I've always wanted to get over there." And I'm always like, "Why have you not got over there to play?" It's super fun course, super nice people, always in good condition. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, it's a great place. I've played hundreds of rounds of golf there, Bryan. Hundreds. I wanted to say thousands, but I bet if we actually pulled it up and figured it out, I bet it's like 650. I bet I've played 650 rounds of golf there.
Yeah, and we're nothing if not non-embellishers. We don't embellish.
We don't. No. We're very literal. Irony, exaggeration, not in our vocabulary.
And that is actually a great segue to this. Season 3 of Bag Chatter is the make or break season for this podcast.
Was it a great segue? I'd say overall a 6 out of 10 segue to that.
And if you had the over under on 2 minutes and 55 seconds for when Adam would first introduce some of his non-improv, no-butt comedy, you actually hit the over because it was at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So
yeah, great segue. Great segue. Yeah, this is the make or break season, Bryan. Let's just no bones about it.
No bones.
No bones.
Some bone meat, yes. Bones, no.
Yeah, yes, it could be if we have a no bones day. If we have a no bones day, this podcast could be over. Let's just be honest.
That's a fantastic 2022 TikTok reference from you. Well done.
Do you think anyone listening to our podcast knows what a no bones day is?
I think I only know of it because of you, because I had to have you explain it to me once.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to tell the people. They can figure it out. It's a bad day. It's a bad day. You know, you want a bones day.
What does this being a make or break season for us, what does it mean? What does it mean to you, Adam?
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you what it means exactly. I'm just going to tell you my experience of today. I got a Marco from you today. And I could, like, you know how it gives you, like, it transcribes it? Yeah. And I started it, and it said, I've got some things I'm excited about and some things I'm not excited about, right? And I was like, oh, boy, he got another DUI. No, it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
And no, you were telling me, hey, we're going to record today. Not very excited. I am not that excited about this season of Bag Chatter.
Yeah, to be clear, I wouldn't say I wasn't excited about recording with you today. The part that I wasn't excited about was like committing to another season when I don't know a handful of variables that I really wish I knew.
Would you say we have a rudder?
Maybe we do, but it's just like it's too small. It's too small of a rudder.
It's a rusty small rudder.
Part of it is just like, do we have a rudder for this podcast? What is the goal of doing this? Part of it is the show going to grow? Mm-hmm. This could be the worst thing to do as podcasters. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. But I'm just like willing to tell.
I heard your Marco. I know you don't care.
I'm willing to tell the people like this very well could be the last season of Bag Chatter as a podcast.
Bag Chatter will exist in some form, but both for the podcast and even I'd say for our golf games to some extent, this is the make or break year. We're all in, Brian. Yeah. We're all in. All chips on the table.
All chips. No chips. Where else would they be? In your pocket? In your hand? Or in front of you?
Just not out, in the pot.
Gotcha.
You reserve some. We're not reserving chips.
No reserve chips. One of the things we are going to do a little bit differently this year is we're going to tighten up the episodes a little bit. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, hopefully give you a little bit more.
More episodes, not more in each episode, because shorter is less, actually.
We're actually going to speed up our dialogue to 5x. So it will be 20 minutes, but it will be twice the words.
We sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's going to be great.
In the spirit of making these shorter episodes, let's get right to 2025. This is season 3. How is season 3 of Bag Chatter? How is your golf game different, and how is it similar in terms of what you're looking forward to and where things are at for you?
I have not played a lot of golf this winter, spring, but I have a Rapsodo set up. I have hit more golf balls than I've ever hit to this point in a year by a lot. And I feel in good shape with my golf swing. And I'm coming off a year where I did compete in the ways I wanted to and felt market improvement, both in result and in mentality. And I'm running it back is really what's happening. So my goals for this year are do what I did last year and do it a little bit better. I just want to see some more progress, because I'm getting to a place where a little bit of progress could really be some bigger things. I'm very excited about this golf year. What about you, Brian? Do you care about golf or anything?
I care about lots of things, Adam. I think you're really leaning into this message that I sent you. After I sent that, I did worry that you were going to take that the wrong way. And clearly you have.
I don't know that I take things the wrong way. I'm just sort of like, I just assume the worst, and then and so I was like, it was it was not a negative message, but it was an honest message. It was a raw message, Brian.
It was a little raw, yeah. And
I took it as like, oh, that's better than I thought, because I set my expectations so low.
I did make it clear I might as well just include the message now at this point, but I did make it clear that I still wanted to be your friend, and I still wanted to play a lot of golf.
Yeah, it seemed a little forced, though, So, well, you said, I'm excited for golf. Here's exactly what you said. You said, I'm excited for golf. I'm excited to be your friend. You said, I'd be devistated if either of those things went away. It sounded sarcastic. Devastation is such a big word, So I was like, oh, he's leaning too hard. He's compensating for something. No. And it's that he wants to end our friendship.
If I couldn't play golf this year, or if you died right now, I would be devastated. So we don't embellish on this podcast.
Would you speak at my funeral, Brian? What would you do?
I would. 100%.
Okay.
I would.
That's good to know.
Would you speak at mine?
I wouldn't want to, but I would do it because now you've asked me on the record.
Here's what I am excited about this year. New club for me, new home club, Media Heights. I played a few months there last year. I'm excited to completely lean into the new member at a new club experience. That's what I'm excited for this year. Just the other night, there was a town hall at Media. I don't know if you're familiar with town halls.
Did Elon host it, or was it just... I just want to know.
No, he wasn't there.
Weird. Okay.
We didn't get into anything involving tariffs or Doge. What we did get into was...
But the hot dogs are going to be very expensive this year. Those turd dogs. Put $12 on my account. I'd like one hot dog, please. Thank you.
I want to play in all of it. So media has a whole lot. I actually took notes and I need to follow up because there's the Charter Cup. There's the President's Cup. There's the Media Cup. One of those, I think, leads into the Club Championship, which is it's a bracket style thing, depending on how you get out of the cup, I guess. There's an ultimate better ball. There's all sorts of things.
Ultimate better ball? Oh, wow.
Ultimate better ball.
Is that like ultimate frisbee? Is it similar?
Very similar.
Yeah.
No, ultimate better ball is, I just learned about this last year. That's the one where it's a 2-day event and you're trying to make the best score on a hole over 2 days.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be some events that I'm going to really be excited about, and some that I'm going to be like, I don't know about that. But my goal is to lean into all of them. I want to play all of them. I want to meet as many people as possible. This being 2025.
Oh, wow. How old are you?
I'm almost 50.
I know.
It's freaking scary. I'm calling this, Adam, in a reference that will surely go over everyone's head listening to this podcast.
Can't wait.
It will go over yours because of how short you are, but otherwise
that's hurtful.
Would have grabbed this. I want to be the Fred Lynn of Media Heights this year.
You think a Fred Lynn reference is going to go over my head? How dare you?
Well, just because you're short.
How dare you?
I know you know who Fred Lynn is. 1975, famously, Fred Lynn won not only Rookie of the Year in the American League, but he won AL MVP. So that is my goal. I don't just want to be Rookie of the Year at MVP. I want to be MVP at Media Heights this year.
What would that look like for you, Bryan? What would that... So Rookie of the Year, fine, right?
Yeah.
So we'll come in, we'll win the member guests together, right? Well, that'll be a marquee victory for us in June. But like, what's going to propel you to MVP votes?
It's a great question. Coming in as a 7 handicap right now, can a 7 handicap even win MVP? That's debatable.
I'd say no.
I mean, I'm going to leave it up to the baseball writers. They're the ones who ultimately are going to decide. Am I going to win the club championship? Odds are against it, of course.
Are you going to come in the top 20 in the club championship? Odds also against it.
Okay. This is really helpful. This is really helpful for my season.
Sorry, was that hurtful? I apologize.
A little bit.
Bryan, your handicap's gone backwards, in the last year.
Yeah.
And you don't seem that concerned by it,
Well,
and
I mean, it is what it is. I had this amazing 10-day stretch of golf at the end of August last year when we played with Steve Cam, and then we played with Jason Nickel, and we played with, I don't want to name all the names. I'm going to forget them, but all those listeners that came up.
And Dallas was with you?
Dallas, Wade, Rick, Samantha, Tony, Edge. Now I did name all the names.
Yeah.
I shot 2 74s, a 75, and a 69 in that stretch, and they are all dropping off of my last 20 right now. So gone from a 4.3 to I think a 6.9 or a 7.3, something like that. So yeah, can I win MVP? I don't know, but I'm sure going to try. I want to play in as many tournaments as possible. I'm sure there's a bunch of net stuff in there, which I'm not as excited about as gross, obviously, but I'm going to give it a shot. That's my goal.
And I think you're going to do it, Bryan. I think your handicap's going to drop this year as well. So, at the beginning of last year, we teased the possibility of playing in the US 4-ball together. And you were going to maybe get your handicap down, but it went the other direction at the end.
At the very end, it did.
At the very end, but you got closer. You got closer before going backwards.
I think I honestly think as well, my golf game is going to improve this year. I think media is going to make me a better player. I think it's going to make me a little more strategic, but also if I can't be a better player, then my handicap is going to threaten 10, I think. Ooh. Not that Media is some incredibly difficult course. It's only 6,000 yards from the tips, but there's a ton of OB, a handful of water hazard holes, tons of trees, although they did cut down a bunch this off season. Yeah, I'm going to have to get better. And so I hope that gets reflected in my media results, but also in the stuff that we play together as well, and stuff that I play outside of media as well.
Yeah, hey, if you come in as a legitimate 10 and we play the Honeybrook member guests, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
One other interesting thing about Fred Lynn when I was looking him up, I believe he's the last player in the American League for this to happen. 1982 ALCS, playing for the Angels. Brewers defeat the Angels in the ALCS. Mm-hmm. Fred Lynn wins MVP of the series anyway.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's... Are you telling me how you're going to win MVP despite losing the club championship pretty badly?
No, I was going to say, like, when you and I play team events, I'm going to win MVP, even though I don't really know. The analogy falls apart there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. I would remove it from the podcast personally, but that's up to you. So, I mean, no, I'm excited to get out to media more with you a little bit. And I played it once at the end of last year, played like real hot garbage. So I'm excited to get there in better form and, win a club championship with you, or a member guest, I should say. I'm not going to win the club championship at Media Heights. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Interesting thing about the media member guest is that the handicap that you play at, I believe, is your lowest from the last 12 months and not whatever your current cap is.
Should always be. That's just a good member guest rule.
Kind of feel like that. I took a few other notes from the media town hall. The course is going to be re-rated in 2027, which I thought that was interesting. That it's
weird that they would even know that.
I know that it's fewer. I guess it's like every 5 years unless you make significant changes. Here's something. Have you ever heard of the Cap Patrol app?
No.
So there's this app apparently called Cap Patrol, and it sort of ties in with Gin, but it's something that is specifically for like looking at other people's scores at your club and have a handicap committee having access to all your scores. And I don't even know fully what, but apparently we're going to be using the Cap Control app this year.
Is this specifically for the purpose of like controlling sandbagging and things like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Guest fee did go up at media this year. So unfortunately you won't be joining me for many rounds.
Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe you should.
You get one practice round before the member guest and then we're done.
I'm curious what you think about this. If you have an opinion, they announced that they're adding a step cut or a first cut between the fairway and the rough. Apparently they haven't had that there. I can't say that's something I really ever notice at golf courses, but that actually did get applause. There was like a handful of members that were applauding that they were adding in a first cut.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a real thing at some really nice courses I've played at where the fairway goes directly into full rough. And the worst thing that can happen to you in certain situations is that your ball rolls up against that heavy cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that would happen. There would be holes where like the way the fairway kicks or whatever, it would happen a lot. You could hit a good drive down the right side and it kicks and, it would stop in a first cut immediately, but it would just be up against a wall of rough and it was very awkward.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
No, I mean, I think it's going to go well for you. I'm excited to see how your first year. You're at a private club now, Brian. You're flaunting wealth essentially. you're actually spitting in the poor's faces.
Is that going to turn off a lot of people for this podcast? Probably.
I think it seems like we already have based on the results. That's not true. There's a good little chunk of people who listen to this podcast, and I'm grateful for all of them, Brian.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Absolutely. Next week, Adam, our first event, we're playing in it tomorrow.
Yes. We are. What are we? We're 15 hours or something from from playing in our first event of the year.
Yep. Event we played in last year. Did not have a great day on the course. Somehow shot even par in a scramble, and it felt much worse.
It was middle of the pack that day, though. It felt bad to us, but we were like 22nd of 45.
Yeah.
Which is not horrific. When we had what felt like a horrific day to finish dead middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect us to do better tomorrow.
Yeah. Last year, it was not the first event of our year. The first event of our year was that winter event at Golden Oaks. We dang near won the thing. So let's go out and do that tomorrow.
Yeah. And that was my best round of the year. I shot 67 on my ball that round. 5 under 67, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the Golden Oaks pullover right now that I got from that round.
Love that. Good vibes only.
Good omens. Good omen. I don't believe in witchcraft, actually. So omens, I believe in it, but I'm afraid of
it. See? Honesty. That's what you get here. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We are so grateful for all of you. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at BagchatterGolf or Bryan Elaine Golf. If you've got a question you want answered in a future mailbag episode, or if you're a brand looking to partner with us, send us an email at bagchattergolf@gmail.com. Music credits can be found in the show notes, and of course, we'd love for you to give this podcast a positive review and rating wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes. Last but not least, don't leave yourself too much bone meat on putts, and as always, get out there and make those ham. We'll catch you next time.